So, hello gamers! So today we are going to be doing a max aggression playthrough because I am a masochist. So we're going to hit new game. We're going to select mostly the easy difficulties for a lot of things, but we are going to crank up these bottom things all the way, and we're going to see how this plays. There was a request from the developer to test this out, so we're going to do that a bit today. I think we're going to have to use a specific strategy to do this because there are a lot of interconnecting difficulty things here. So I'm going to real quick check to see where the ancients are and see exactly what we have access to. Yeah, they're right there. And then I'm pretty sure that they are between us and the copper planet. So I'm pretty sure that we are going to have to asteroid mine from asteroids to, yeah, they're right there. Jump. So this is going to be spicy, to say the least. Yeah, they're right there. Hello. You are Railgun Ancients, Railgun Ancients, and Railgun Ancients. Okay, so we only have access to, we do have access to nickel at least. Nickel, iron, oil, um, coal, and this is generally speaking, it comes up as copper. So I think our first order of business is to secure our base material, but we are going to, because our aggression is so high and our machine max is 100, and our tech max is 50, these are going to be the bigger things. The real question is going to be, how are we going to balance this? This is going to be probably a slow burn run because we do have to keep our machines to a minimum because we have a limited access to tech, and specifically weapon tech and armor tech. So, and eventually we're going to have to fight through yellow because up here is our titanium, our gold, and our uranium. So this is going to be spicy. Um, and most of my blueprints aren't going to work because um, they have too many machines and I tend to overbuild stuff. So this is going to be special. I'm probably going to be running most of this game at 4x. There's no reason not to. I should do my research first. Let's research that, research that, research that. We're going to need all of these very quickly, so I'm just going to put them in and not have to worry about them. We're definitely going to need iron shells, but we're going to keep that down. I think I'm going to keep it there for a minute so that I can kind of see where we end up with resources and kind of like what do we need next. Like, do we need circuits? Do we need, because if we need circuits, we're going to have to go to copper ingot. The other question is kinetic and laser. That could be useful for our starting armor. We also have nickel. But the problem is nickel iron is all the way up here. So our armor tech is going to be a little rough because this is what I would like, but that's a lot of research up the tech tree. Like nickel extraction. Yeah, this is going to be, I'm going to unlock this at the end of those because I am going to need that pretty quick. I'm going to do that too. So that gives us a good basis for research. This game is going to be quite slow. There's going to be lots of speeding up and slowing down time because I can't have a ton of machines. Let's go to Trade Hub. Then I'm going to, you know what, I'm going to use my blueprint for this because I can't use my blueprint because I placed down the damn station. So let's... We're going to at least need one to push down to the planet because we are going to need to satisfy that to get more research. So I'm going to opt for that now. These are going to need to push out to storage containers. What I'm going to do is for right now, I'm just going to turn these bottom ones off. I do need to put batteries on here, so let's fill in this little area here with batteries. That's me messing up. Let's do one more. Okay, and let's get a trade hub in here and get this pushing down so that that can start to work and we can start working on our research, our free memory. So yeah, so that's good enough. Let's top this off real quick so that that continues to work while we're, and let's go claim Venus and get that going. I'm going to pause, build this, and then take some of the machines after it starts to build. Once it gets the station down, I'm going to have to go through and probably remove some of these because that'll probably be fine. The storages don't count, it's just these containers. So what's our hard 833? But coal's going to be our large amount of our power early on. Once we get to the place where fuel is running most of our stuff, I will probably disable some of this because you don't use carbon a whole lot and you don't use carbon ingot a whole lot other than for power. So sorry about that, allergies suck. So I'm going to fill that up. I need to pull in the, oh, I'm still researching the, oh, and I'm out of power because I'm a derp. I'm a derp, I'm a derp, I'm a derp. Let's drag these over, go get. Just gonna keep doing this until power on my ship is full. So we've got it's because I don't have electricity from those things set up yet. So as soon as that kicks through, we will have power. So because we have a machine limit, I'm going to use traders for stuff instead of using transporters because transporters do count as machines. So I'm going to grab a trader. I'm just going to use the base level trader to begin with because it's very simple and easy. Actually, I'm going to copy trader Mark 1 and I'm going to flip out that for some containers because that just really increases how much this can actually move in any given time. I should actually remove the I need to hit edit and not remove. I need to hit this and I need to right click on the zone and I need to hit delete. So we're going to just build this with what we have, and then I need to probably upgrade this. I'm probably not going to do my standard upgrade the extraction on this, just to kind of keep my machine limit down. I think I have a good blueprint for that, but I'm going to need to give that a go. I probably ran out of power in the other sector, so I'm going to jump. Yeah, so we're going to do this, and I really wish that traders or auto builders that had the ability to process would grab the ores instead of only filling up their material storage. But also, this is only an issue early in the game. Later in the game, you have enough material processing that that's not something that a construction ship needs to do. It doesn't need to go find the raw resources to refine into stuff. Let's see if I have a blueprint for an upgraded, I was calling it flagship. So I do have that, those both have two, so I'm just gonna optimize this a little bit. I should have kept that. That was silly of me. No, it's actually better that I did that. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. Let's slow down time for a second. So I can only really get, unless I move it, I could move it over. Let's move it over. That way I can get full storage in here. I'm going to put the storage here, here, and here. I'm going to run tubes from here over. This is obviously not a great throughput situation. I would rather pump everything into one and then have that one pump all the way up. But I think that for the sake of efficiency, because of our limited space, I think that that is a fine option to do. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to kick this over to copper, hit storage, and then these are going to fill up. I do need to find a place to put a zone for a robot, for robots to come pick up. This game is going to be significantly more robot heavy than most of my other games, merely for the fact that actually that works, merely for the fact that cannons count towards machine limit. So we're going to have to be, there are definitely going to be times where I build a lot of construction ships with just robots to kind of save myself on cannon space for when I actually have to start fights with stuff. So I have another idea for, let's just resize the zone. I don't know why I'm doing that. Resize zone. I'm going to just put it, do what I want, please. And just get that out of the way. That goes down there, that goes down there. We're going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to do the other parts of this building first, though. This is probably not the most optimal way to do this. I'm sure that there's like a way to save a couple of blocks somewhere. And I'm probably over-engineering this because that's what I do. But we're going to give this a go anyway. We're going to drop these in here. And then I need to delete this and draw from here down and over. And that goes there. This goes off and it's going to go there, and it's going to fill this space it's going to constantly push material out here so the robots can grab the material. So I'm going to drag the zone down to here, and that way the robots don't have to like fish into the inner part of the ship to do the building. And we're going to hit click. I'm going to speed down time just slightly, and then we're going to copy to selected. This doesn't lead into here. That's part of my problem right now. We're going to do that. So that's my real basic construction upgrade for the flagship using a minimum of machines. That's going to continue to run. We probably need to move our research off of our ship to give us a little bit more room for batteries, and because I don't want my ship to constantly be drained. So I'm going to kick that over in a minute. Let's do that. Let's fill this up, and then let's go get our... Oh, I am silly. I need to put in a energy generation. Let's see if we can get away with one power generator. This might not work, but we're going to give it a go anyway. Let's see if... this will work. Copy to selected. I'm going to have the ship jump into sector and construct this. So let's set our trade route from there to there. I think batch is going to be set to 40 for now. That will change when storage containers change or when I upgrade them, but for right now, let's, just for the sake of being careful, because sometimes if you don't trade or don't set containers, sometimes the auto logic gets a little weird, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to hit trade route, and it's going to grab the ingot. It's going to kick it over. I think for the sake of being a little bit more careful, I'm going to do that and reduce our count, because we're really going to have to be careful about... Okay, so one is definitely enough with the iron ingot, or with the carbon ingot, to power this station. Why is this not... Are these not full? Why are these not full? Why is this not going? Oh, it's because I turned these off, because I'm a derp. Copy to selected machines. They're on. We're definitely draining our thing down here, but I can't do anything about that right now. So at this point, I need to find a way to pump ingot over there and get some down from here there. So I need to build another trader. You know what? Let's give something a go. 2, 3, 4. So let's try to do a bit of engineering around using robots to build ships, so that I can be a little bit more careful with machines. And let's see if this will actually work. I should have put that out one more, although they can grab from those tubes. I really should go out one more and grab a one wall segment, because I don't want nothing to be there, and do that. And that's weird. I don't know why that happened. It's just a graphical thing, so it's fine. Why aren't these pumping these out to there? They should. That should definitely be pumping. There it goes. So now we have a little robot army to build ships. So let's see how well that works on actually building a ship. Trader. Ooh, what we could... Oh, there's currently a problem where you can't build hatches afterwards. That's not horrible. That works in a pinch. I just need to be very careful early in this playthrough of keeping my machine counts very low because I'm going to need cannons eventually to fight stuff, and I'm going to need other bits of machine to actually get like composite armors so that I can actually fight stuff. Um, let's do that. And that one generator does work. It's not fast, but it does work. So we're going to set a trade route to, oh, I need to get, let's actually change that. And let's kick this down to a one wall. I'm going to probably need at least 2 stampers to get through this first bit of, because I do have a couple of things that were requesting them, and I probably needed some amount of storage too. Yeah, those robots don't do bad. Like in a game where you don't have to worry about machine limit too much, this would be very much not something you need to do, but this is not bad for copy to select machine. This is not bad for early on. So I need to grab the iron ingot. I'm going to drag from here to here. I probably want to get my iron up first, and then I'm going to drag from here to here. I'm going to set, because these are set the same batch size, I can just click on the line and then set this priority higher so that it's constantly doing that. And these ships can definitely carry more than 50. So now that I have that working, I do need to, I needed to do this a different way. We're going to add another trade hub. I'm not going to compromise on this part. This is not something I'm going to compromise on. I'm not going to, I might actually have to buckle on that later. That's going to be unfun, but we'll see. Because trade hubs do count as machines, so I might have to just have traders in orbit dropping stuff, but we're gonna see if I can at all avoid that. I'm just gonna start turning this onto an auto builder for now and let that go build and jump around and do stuff. We're gonna need copper ingot to upgrade this colony. I'm gonna let that run for a second. And I need to change this trade route to, not to, storage not built yet. No, storage isn't built yet. Let's copy to selected. Why are you not building? That's really weird. Do the build. Stop. I don't know why you're doing that. Mer? I definitely have power. All of a sudden, why are you doing this to me? Is it because I can't get that? That's weird. Okay. I'm going to resource zones cannot intersect. Okay, so let's, one of the things I didn't think about is that these will fill up first and these will not funnel up to here, so my robots won't be able to grab them from there. So I'm going to add a resource zone. They can't intersect, but I can just kind of do that, and then they can grab from the tubes. This is going to push down this, and I'm going to trade, instead of going to the planet, I need to go to the top part. I'm going to delete that. My station's running out of power and it shouldn't. Did I not put this on auto trader? Ah, that's why. Auto trade. Yep, there it goes. Oh, it's because the priority of this is higher. It's at an 8 as opposed to the ingots, although it did do it on the way back because it was convenient for it to do so. Alright, so what's our aggression at? It's not bad. let's, now that we have, I don't need coolant yet, so I'm going to skip the coolant. I'm going to grab the oil harvest. I'm going to grab it because it's cheap, but I probably shouldn't. I'm also going to do myself a huge favor and just double my tank sizes. This just means that I can research faster and I can just build more of them. Those are not cheap. That's also not cheap. No, that's super cheap. I'm not going to get this because I don't have access to gold yet. So I definitely need to research iron shells. I can also make steel shells because I do actually have access to nickel. So that might be worth. I'm going to exit for now because I don't know if I have enough to actually get fully through the research. You really want to make sure that you can fully research something before you research it, because otherwise you'll get hung and not be able to do anything. So I'm going to do that. We do need to get copper, and we can do that from this asteroid. So I'm going to build a asteroid processing section of this station. I'm probably just going to go above and just do something like this. The miners can't mine too fast, so I'm not going to worry about putting too much processing or processors on this. So I'm going to do just 2 for now. I can always delete this later as it becomes redundant, and it probably will. I've not found that, other than in this one niche case, that mining is particularly useful because you have to kind of babysit it. But this early in the game, when I don't have access to copper, it'll definitely be worth it. So I'm going to speed up time. I'm going to set these to copper ore, copy to selected storage, and then I'm going to put these to copper, copy to selected storage. And I'm going to change these. So now I need to build a miner, and I tend to, for miners, just use the ones at the libraries because they work just perfectly fine in almost every situation. Miners just don't need to be that big to do what they do. I'm probably going to add more robots to that. Let's just grab the bigger one. There's no machines on this for the sake of aggression, so it's not a big deal. So I'm just going to hit build. I'm going to drop it there and just go. So I am going to go set a route real quick. So ore to, oh, I need to claim the sector, so let's go do that. Let's claim the sector with my flagship. I need to grab my flagship. I should probably I can grab power. I don't quite want to drain the whole station, so I'm going to slow down time for this. So I can do a bit of micro on the storages. Oh, I should definitely change these to carbon ingot, copy to selected, and then drag to there. And then speed that up a little bit. Okay, this is the point where I'm going to do myself a huge favor, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I can always delete these later as they become kind of problematic for my upper limit, so I'm just going to do that. And let's build them real quick. I have a large feeling that all my auto builders are going to be robot auto builders until I kill off green. I'm probably going to aim to take out green first, like piss off green, and go kill off green before I deal with anything else. The one caveat to that is I think if I piss off green enough, they will come through this yellow colony for me, and then I can not have to start a war with yellow to get that to happen. But we're going to give that a try. I'm not sure if that will actually work. I'm not sure if actually green will be able to like break through, to be honest. The ancient ships tend to be slightly better designed, and they tend to have slightly better ammos. But we'll give it a go. So this has 8. We need to power this. I'm just going to give it a big jolt of energy, and then I'm going to set... Actually, do I need to set? Or did I already do that? I have not already... Oh, I just don't need to claim it. Wah wah. Jump to sector. Claim. I'm just going to do this real quick because there's no reason not to. Claim. Jump to sector. Claim. And that still puts me under the 10, so I'm going to actually jump to here and hit claim sector, because I'm eventually going to need that anyway, so that's fine. I can just auto logic this into an auto builder, and then now I can set my carbon, or my, yeah, that works. And then I can get a sense of, no, auto logic, asteroid mining, cool. And there it goes. I might put a storage container on this, to just so they don't have to make quite so many trips, because it's a waste of time. But for now, this is fine. Let me see how this goes for a little bit. Yeah, I'm just going to let that run for a little bit. I'm going to need copper ingot soon, so let's go research that. Yeah, I have just enough of that, so. That's weird. Why is that not feeding down? Oh, because I put the pipes in wrong. Okay, so that's gonna start working up. We'll see what they're gonna request. God knows, only knows what that's gonna be. So they're gonna jump. They're gonna unload that copper. I'm going to put in 1 stamper, because this is a one-time request and not a constant request. And I'm just going to put in a storage, because I can always just sit back, wait for 30. You know what, I'm gonna put another one down because I can always delete it later after. So let's do that. Let's select the correct thing. I think after this asteroid is done, I'm going to add a couple storage containers to this so that it can mine the whole asteroid in one go, just reducing my round trip time. This is getting satisfied. Let's grab a trade route and go down. I definitely have at least 50 storage, so that's not a big deal. So I'm going to let that run and see. You can see this ticking away. Client request iron, that's easy. Thank God. Sometimes you can get really messed with what a colony will request. And I'm actually just going to do that. This is going to require plastic plate. I should probably get a nickel mine going. What is my... Ooh, okay. I am going to do myself a favor and let's just grab the blueprint. So if I grab the station starter, this, and I'll just change what's here to the correct resource. So I'm just going to do that. I should, yeah, see this is mined out, so that won't change until pause. Where's my mining ship? Miner. Oh, it came back already. That's fast. So I really need to slow down time. I need to wait for this to jump back so that I can do some changes. So it's going to jump. I'm going to jump down and I'm going to wait for this to stop. And I'm going to finish it so that it's not doing that while I'm doing it. So I'm going to grab 1, 2, 3. I would kind of like to do that, but it's not worth having to build this thing out. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Copy tube setting all the way across, and I need to change the zone so that it's just dropping it on here. You know what? It's not going to fill up until the whole thing, so I'll get a little extra something out of it. So I'm going to hit that, and I'm going to hit. There's my auto builder. I do need to select something here, even if it's not the correct resource, because currently there's a thing where if these, I believe that this hasn't been patched out, but if there's not something, the auto builder won't work. You know what? Let's give it a go. Will this work now? Auto logic, asteroid mining. Oh, it did it. He must have fixed it. So this will now be able to mine this whole asteroid without having to constantly going back and forth to get the same asteroid over and over again. So this is done. I'm going to need to get power over here. Could I just do this? Because batteries don't count. I might just be able to auto power or power this with batteries and an energy trader. I'm going to need to build an energy trader, but they don't cost machines, so sometimes life is simpler when you I'm going to just grab an auto. I might have to use the base energy trader because it's not much less energy dense than the one that I've got. So let me grab my custom energy trader. Build. So it's going to go run off and build that. I do need to specify that this one probably is going to give ships energy as opposed to wanting energy from ships. I'm also going to do that. I'm going to grab from the build menu and I'm going to copy these down. And because these do not count as machines, I can just have as many as I want. I am probably going to have to add another machine or two down there. That's fine. I think for the sake of saving machines other places, I think that this is a good investment in 2 machines. So let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's see if my energy share's done. Nope. I'm gonna have to add hatches to things because I'm not used to that. I'm used to just being able to do it with cannon. So let's preemptively fix that problem now. So I can just go to manage and then go reconstruct from blueprint and it'll add the hatches in. I'm gonna have to rethink a couple things around hatches early on because I am gonna have to access stuff. I'm glad I put those hatches in those. I'm glad I used the base one because it has hatches in and my normal trader doesn't have hatches. So I'm going to just give this a smidge bit of energy and then I'm going to hit auto logic and hit energy trader. So it's going to zoom off. I'm going to slow down time and it's going to zap up the energy. So I'm going to hit that. I'm going to replace that with that. Copy to selected. Copy to selected. And change this to this. Copy to selected. I don't need the ingot yet. What's the research like? I thought I had started to research it. Do shells require base or do they require are pure or do they require shell? Steel shell requires ingot, so this is definitely going to be something I'm going to need to research. I think I'm going to hold off for a minute. I'm not at a place where I'm going to get attacked right this second, so I'm going to just let that sit and then it will fill as that goes. I need to set these to a specific thing. Copy to selected. Okay, I'm going to slow down time. That works well. This is getting full. This is going to want coolant, which means I do have to research that coolant. I'm glad that I kept some research off because I am going to need it for an upgrade. This requires titanium though, and I don't have access to titanium. Okay. And you can't make ships out of steel. There's no steel wall, so I kind of wish that there was a steel wall. I kind of wish that steel wall was I guess this is the closest thing to a steel wall, like iron nickel, and you make steel into iron nickel. Let's get a little bit more research. I don't have to unresearch things to re-research things. That sounds like a pain in the ass, and I don't particularly want to do it. This is going to need nickel, so we can do that easy enough. Just do that. And this is going to want coolant and fuel. So we're probably going to get fuel next and coolant. We don't have access to water until we fight over here. So that's going to be... Oh, man. Okay. I really wish this asteroid, that there was another planet in here. These ancients weren't here, or they didn't request a thing that I can't make. That would have been nice, because that screws my plan for irritating yellow, or getting green to irritate yellow for me, because I need to be over here, because my water is over here, and I don't think that there's... I think my next water is like somewhere over there. I'm going to have to think about how I'm going to do that. I also find it really weird that like water is a rare resource that is hard to find in places, which seems a little odd to me, because like Earth is right there. There's like lots of seawater right there that I could use. But it is what it is. That's how the game is right now, so let's focus on that. What do I want to do from here? I could go to fuel, although I have to research the fuel. They want iron shells. I have the stuff to make that, so let's focus on that. Also, this is already happening, so nickel's already happening. That's going to be, once I get the oil, that's not a big deal. I really don't want to have to fight all three factions at the same time. That's going to be really unfortunate if that's what I end up having to do, but I might have to do that. I'm going to save now to hard start so that that's not an issue. I'm going to end this here, I think, because this video is getting to about the 45-minute mark, and that gives us a good place to start to, next time, start to just make, to fill out some of these requests and then start making the harder choices on how I'm going to expand from here, because up here is gold, titanium, and uranium, and over here is copper and water, and a lot of asteroids that I don't particularly care about, because they're just mostly copper and iron and coal. Yeah, I really wish I could trade with Earth for water for something else, like iron or something. Yeah, we're going to end here. I'm going to need to give this some thought. I still have some research that I can get from here. I have research I can get from here, because both of those things I can just make with what's in here. The coolant is going to be hard, but the fuel's not going to be hard. And might also depend on like what I get next. This is part of the problem with the way that some of the colonies are set up, is that like you will hit a brick wall because you will not have access to what you need next to do the research. Sometimes this happens because you don't have access to the physical thing because you're boxed in. Sometimes it's because you don't have it because they will request something that you haven't researched and you don't have enough research to get to the thing. So like I've definitely had a colony request like green lenses, and I was like nowhere close to being able to get to that, and there's a lot of research that you have to do to get up there. Or I had one colony request hydrogen, and in order to make hydrogen you have to research up to iron nickel composite. So that was a bit of a, I had to unresearch a bunch of stuff. I had started to like research up uranium because I just gained access to a planet with uranium, and I had to unresearch all of my uranium mining to go get this, so that I could satisfy this one-time request from a colony to finish up my research on uranium energy use. Yeah, so I'm going to, I already saved, but I'm going to resave because I am anxious about that, and I will talk to y'all later. Hopefully this will be interesting. Yeah.